know that Game of Thrones has ended, but the way that this temperature is starting to dip outside makes me feel like the Night King is still coming. Hey girlies, welcome to another episode of Adrian Thinks That He's a Fake Ass Don Lemon. Let's get into it. If you see that there's a whole bunch of glitter on my face or on my clothing, that's because I was at Pride this weekend. My whole weekend was filled with queerness, homosexuality, femininity, a lot of color and music. I was getting my life. Also, my energy is a little bit lifted. It's a little bit spirited today, so that means that I'm going to give you a bonus episode of the Xpression Podcast tonight. So I would suggest that you go over to patreon.com/Adrian Xpression and just sign up. Like, I've been seeing the girls go over there. Some of y'all are taking your time, but I'm just letting you know, says like we have podcasts, early content, like extra content. It's going down over there. You can listen to my first podcast episode that I released. Just going over there, girl. Go on, let's get into it. As you may know, today is what was previously referred to as Christopher Columbus Day. Now we refer to it as Indigenous Peoples Day, okay? And we're going to, like we do every year on this channel, we're going to roast the hell out of Christopher Columbus's ass, and it's rightfully so because there's no reason why he had the nerve to be constructed like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, giving me Lego brick, Caterpillar bulldozer in the face. And we could talk about just two of the many populations that he touched, the Lucayans. Christopher brought his ass to what is now known as the Bahamas and found the Lucayan people, and within the span of 30 years, their asses were wiped out. He also went to Hispaniola, which is now known as the Dominican Republic in Haiti. He enslaved the Taínos. I think the first voyage that he brought back, he tried to bring back 500 Taínos as slaves to Spain, and 200 of them ended up dying on the voyage. I mean, he came back there demanding that Taínos 14 years of age and older had to bring those oppressors, bring those colonizers a specific amount of gold, like gold dust, every 3 months. And if they didn't, they would get their hands chopped off. So it's just like, wow, get Christopher Columbus ass out of here. I will always say it. If there's no reason for him to be built like somebody's Polaroid camera in the face, we would like to unsee it. We would like to unexperience it, okay? So tell me what you think about this news. Billy Porter has apparently been cast as the fairy godmother because Sony's gonna remake the Cinderella story apparently. So Billy Porter has been cast as a fairy godmother alongside Camila Cabello as who's gonna play Cinderella. I just think it's really cool that it's like a little twist. Billy Porter's gonna take his fabulously gay ass onto this big screen and play your fairy godmother, and there's nothing that you can do but sit your ass down and appreciate the superior acting and singing that he's no doubt going to be serving us. Oh, I'm excited. I'm ready for it. The only thing I'm not excited about is seeing Camila Cabello do anything. Anything on stage, anything on a screen, anything on I don't care if it's on an iPhone. I'm not interested in seeing Camila Cabello do anything but sit her ass down and stand still so we don't have to look at anything that people may call dancing coming from her. I would like to not see it. If there are any suggestions on who you would like to replace Camila Cabello so that we can have a Cinderella worth watching, just go ahead. Since this is giving me Disney tease, go ahead, put your votes in the hat. We're gonna go to Aladdin. Like I said, since we're on this Disney thing, Genie, we're gonna get 3 wishes, and each of those 3 wishes will be used to get Camila Cabello out of that role. I'm sorry, you can be mad about it. So Pharrell went on to GQ magazine, and they had it underneath this whole subject area of new masculinity. You know, this is something that I'm going to be covering in the bonus episode tonight because I have so many thoughts about it. Because on one hand, I'm very happy to see the evolution of what is considered masculine in this society. But on the other hand, it's just like people who have always been breaking those rules, they don't get the treatment a lot of times that some of these cis hetero people get. I think that's a conversation worth having. In the actual interview, he was asked by the interviewer, when we said, hey, we want you to be on the cover of the new masculinity issue, why did you say yes? And he said, well, when it comes to having this conversation, I don't necessarily know that the masculinity is new as much as the conversation is new. That's number one. I agree with him there. I'm glad that he said that. He went on to talk about spiritual warfare and shit and how we searching on Google instead of praying to God. And I was like, okay, girl. But I like the fact that he said that this type of masculinity or this masculinity is not new, but the conversation might be. And I think maybe the conversation in mainstream pushed in this way is new, but there have been so many, there's just queerness all over the place. And a lot of times it's demonized, and that same level of boundary pushing is revered when straight men do it. This, I think, is perfect. Go to patreon.com/Adrian Xpression Xpression sign up because I want to talk about this some more in the podcast. So 2 days ago, Angela Bassett and her husband Courtney celebrated 22 years together, and we love to see it. We love to see the black love. We love to see the black queen being as happy and free as she can be, as you can see here. It's what she deserves. It's what we deserve to see. We also, since we're talking about black love, here is Simone Biles and her boyfriend, Stacey Irvin Jr., who is also an athlete. Now, let me tell you something. Simone Biles' boyfriend's giving me very much push it to the limit, cause we're in it to win it. I thought that was Corbin. I said, is the good sis Dave Corbin? I said, what's going on? It's giving me very much nostalgia type of tease. You know, I was like, is my childhood playing in front of my eyes right now? But no, it is not Corbin Blue. I know I spoke about Simone Biles already, but she broke all type of records at the World Championships. And this is what she had to say at a USA Today Sports interview. She said, it's important to teach our female youth that it's okay to say, yes, I am good at this, and you don't hold back. She said, you only see men doing it and they're praised for it, and the women are looked down upon for it. But I think it's good to do because once you realize you're confident and good at it, then you're even better at what you do. She also said, it's not out of cockiness. I've won 5 world titles, and if I say I'm the best gymnast there is, the reaction is, oh, she's cocky. Look at her now. No, the facts are literally on paper, and I think it's important to teach young girls that. I'm glad that she's speaking out and standing in her power. It's cool to see the progression of how she spoke to the media when she first started and how she's speaking to the media right now. It's just like you can tell that she now knows fully who she is and what she's capable of. Even though she said, I don't know how I do it sometimes, it's just awesome to watch that unfold. So by now, I am sure that you heard the news of a Tatyana Jefferson who was shot and killed in her own home by police. I want to talk a little bit more about that on the podcast in the bonus episode tonight. It is just so crazy and unfortunate. I think she was playing video games at the time with her nephew before this happened. It is just so insane. Like, there was body camera footage that was released that showed the whole thing happen. The mayor, Betsy Price of Fort Worth, where it happened in Texas, she went up there and said absolutely nothing can justify what happened. The police officer was first on an administrative leave, and then I recently saw there was an update saying that the policeman resigned, and it's just how many more? So I want to go over more specifics on the podcast. You can sign up to patreon.com/AdrianXpression. But I also saw something that was concerning, but also sadly so expected. Shaun King put up a GoFundMe. Now it's with some lawyer. It's with this lawyer Lee Merritt. So I'm not sure what's going on, but Shaun King put up this whole GoFundMe immediately. I'm just like, God damn, sis body ain't even cold yet. Shaun King putting up all type of GoFundMes for this family, and this is coming from CBS local news. Jefferson's father also mentioned a donation page was set up in his daughter's honor, but he said he has not been contacted about it and will be paying for his daughter's funeral with his own money. That's coming from the news. So it's just, yet again, Talcum X, yet again, Thurgood Partial, yet again, T'Chaka, I love these nicknames that other people have come up with for him, and I continue to use them. This is some weird, shady, shiesty shit going on, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be proven wrong by the time this video is edited and uploaded. Hopefully I am. But given all the past, given what has happened, given all the questions that have been brought up because of Shaun King, given all this shit going on, it does not look good. It doesn't look good. Yeah, I'll be speaking more about that on the bonus episode tonight, but I just thought I'd let you guys know. So I thought I would end this video with some news that you probably have already seen about the cheating Cheeto himself. Y'all already know who I'm talking about. The toupee, the talking toupee, the tired toupee that's sitting in the shabby shack, not the White House, I call it. It's the shabby shack, all right? So this is coming from The Hill. A fake video of President Trump shooting, stabbing, and brutally assaulting media personalities and political opponents was played at a conference for his supporters at his Miami resort last week. Donald Trump Jr., former White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and Ron DeSantis were all scheduled to speak at the 3-day conference hosted by American Priority at Trump National Doral, Miami. Now, American Priority, the group who's hosting this damn event, was saying, I don't know where this video came from. It was really weird and aggressive. It was a scene from The Kingsman where that guy went into some church and shot up all the enemies and shit. I guess American Priority saying they don't know where it's coming from. The Trump officials acting like, oh, we don't know what this video came out of nowhere. Trump saying he ain't seen it. A spokesperson for Trump saying, oh, he denounces it. And there were arguments brought up like y'all were so pissed at Kathy Griffin for what she did with the Trump head and all the blood and shit. But this video, a lot of his supporters are acting like, oh, this is just completely fine. It's okay. It does not incite violence against the media. It literally had Maxine Waters' face all over it. It was just so weird to see. But like I said, none of this is really surprising because every time Trump opens his mouth, or anytime his supporters or people who trying to get his messages out open their mouths, the bar just continues to get lower and lower. And people seem to not care how disgusting they're making themselves look, or making their dear leader look. But yeah, that's all I have for our Monday update. Make sure that you're going to patreon.com/AdrianXpression and signing up. I will have a new bonus episode out of the Xpression Podcast ready for you to listen to. Thank you all so much for your support, and make sure you have a good goddamn evening.